I understand and apologize if it ain't no if. All right, hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl T, aka T Fairy, and I'm back at it again with another video. And today I'm gonna be doing a little, oh my gosh, today I'm gonna be doing something a little different for y'all. So allow me to set the scene, okay? It is past mid-2022. You, my friend, have just finished a very, very, very hectic move, but you did it. And you, at this point, have been going to therapy about pretty much every week. You've been paying $85 out of your pocket for this. And you had an incident where you recently went off on somebody at the gas station. That's another video yet to come. And you go to therapy. You don't get to talk about it because there's a lot of other stuff going on in your life because, newsflash, it's a hot mess. And yeah, you don't get to talk about it, but you schedule an appointment for next week and you're going to plan to just talk about it all right then. And if you're not new to my channel, you already know where I'm going with this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is part 2 of my therapist ghosted me. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it. I'm gonna have a link somewhere here or there. Go ahead and check it out. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. If you're not new but haven't subscribed for whatever reason, please just hit the button, it takes 2 seconds. But we're just gonna go ahead and get straight into the video. So what are the things that I left off? I actually took notes this time. So one of the things I wrote down to follow up on was her not taking insurance. But that, my friend, is just going to be another video because that's a whole can of worms by itself. And I'm also trying a thing where I keep the videos not 20 minutes. So yeah. So one of the biggest things that I want to talk about in this video is the emotional distress caused by this incident and where I'm at now. So first, let's go ahead and talk about the emotional distress. As you just saw by me setting the scene, there was a lot going on, poo-poo, and that was not the time to be ghosted. If there was ever a time to be ghosted by your therapist, it definitely wasn't in the hot summer of the South after a move and you going off on people. It just wasn't that time. It wasn't that girl. And you're about to embark on a very new, important beginning of stage of your life. It wasn't the time. It wasn't the time or the place. So it caused a lot of emotional distress. And I never got to unpack that situation where I was angry. And the move was a lot of distress for me. And we have been talking about that. And the last day of me actually moving out was a hot mess express. And that itself can be its own video. So it was a lot going on in my life at the time. So I never really got to unpack all that was going on. And so everything just kept festering in me. And that's something that I realized a little while after, because it started impacting one of my very close friendships at the time that is disbanded at the current moment and probably for life. Oh, we love to see it. But whew, my God, today. But it is what it is. Life keeps going. And yeah. So I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a lot. But yeah. So I'm now all over the place because everything is coming back up. But for a good bit of my therapy, we have been talking about this particular friendship, and just because it was a lot in itself. And so it was already a lot. Then I had this move. Then I had just anger in me that I never got to process. So all these things going on, still never got to process. If you saw the video, you saw that like I was just trying to keep it together. I was trying to keep it together. It's like those jeans that you put on and you just like you literally just made the button. But if you eat one biscuit too many, it's over with. This has never happened to me, but that was oddly specific. But anyways, that's what it was like. So I was living like that. And like I said, I had been living at the point like, okay, you know, we fighting, but I got therapy tomorrow. I'm gonna keep it together. And then tomorrow I'm gonna unload it all on Larry. Well, that didn't happen. And that didn't happen for like at least 6 weeks, maybe more. And so that's a lot of emotion unprocessed. That's a lot of emotions inside me for the average person probably. And then somebody with borderline, that's like times a million. Like there's probably so many emotions I feel every day. Can you imagine, baby? Like I had to wait a week and 2 days to meet, or maybe 3 days to meet my therapist for my last session, my current one. Yeah, I got a new one. But I had to wait. And it's like so much stuff that just happened this past week that we didn't even get to talk about because that's just how much goes on in my life. So can you imagine over a month of things? Like, baby girl, I was just holding it together, like literally. And unfortunately, like I said, one of my friendships disbanded because it was just too much. I had way too much on my plate. And if baby girl had the boundaries that she should have just like let that person cool on the air fryer for a second. Because I really like I didn't have the capacity to be in that friendship like I should have or could have and had been, whatever the case. Like it was already enough, and then now it's even more because I am completely dysregulated. I never got to process this really big event that happened, and it was a lot of changes going on in my life, and it sucked. So yeah, and I have my girl, but so I really was going through a lot. Like I wanted to sue Larry for emotional distress. That wasn't like the forefront of my emotion. I wanted to like report her to like the counseling board or whatever. And like I didn't want to because I wanted to seek vengeance. Like this is something we've kind of talked about. Like it really, I mean, I guess I did. But it was more like not even, I don't even see it as like getting revenge. I mean, I guess, I don't know. This kind of came up in therapy. Like, you know, I don't want to say I want revenge. I want accountability because you ghosted me, sis. Now, I don't want her, especially as a fellow Black woman person, I didn't want her to lose her license and all. Like I understand that's a lot, but also it was a lot of havoc that she put me through. So I don't know. I don't know. I still don't know. Like it was a lot. If I really wanted to sue for emotional distress, I could. I feel like I would have a reasonable case. I lost the friendship. I cried a lot of tears. Still haven't talked about that major event that happened. Like it was a lot. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I got to say about that. It caused a lot of distress and it was a lot. And so you may be wondering, what happened? Like, did I ever hear back from her? Did I sue her? No. Did I file a claim? No. Because some people felt like, other professionals felt like it wouldn't go anywhere and whatever, which I think if that really is the case, that's sad because you can't just have counselors out here ghosting people. Like, people are going through real stuff. There are people who are suicidal. People's lives are in your hands. This is very serious and it should not be taken lightly. And I understand that's a lot to bear. That's a lot to carry. But if it's way too much, baby, I'm sorry, you in the wrong career path. Because, like, I mean, I get it's a lot. Like, I'm not saying that at all. But the way this situation happened, that should not be happening. And there's been people in the comments like, oh my gosh, this happened to me. I saw other videos where this happened too. And it's just like, nah, that's not cool, sis. It's not cool, fam. But anyways, ow. Dang, I just took a chunk of my skin. Low-key. But so did I ever hear back from Larry? The answer is yes. So I'm going to pull up now the message that she sent me. So bear with me as I find it. I was a good little noodle to say, oh, I'm going to pull it up on my computer because I can't pull it up on my phone. But I wasn't a good little noodle to make sure that it was already open. There's always some little flaw. It's okay. So our last session, like I said, was July 28th of 2022. She sent me a message on October 16th of 2022. That's like almost 3 months. That's a long time, y'all. And I'm still finding it. Okay. Bro, I don't think I could enter the portal no more. Maybe. Shoot. Okay, I found it. Okay. Here we go. Good evening. I apologize for my sudden absence and loss of communication. I recently had to relocate due to some unforeseen familial emergencies, and I'm just now getting back into the swing of things again. I have adjusted my schedule to reflect my reduced capacity at this time. I'm now seeing clients Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays only between the hours of 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. I understand and apologize if my absence and inability to communicate at the time caused you grief. It did. It's no questions. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. I hope all is well and am open to picking up services with you again if you are interested. I wanted to offer priority to my previous clients before I open up slots to those on my wait list. Feel free to let me know if you are interested, and I will go ahead and get you booked to see me in the next week. Thank you. Be blessed. Larry H. So that's where we left off, sissy poo poo. Now, mind you, I had sent Larry a message on August 31st. Like, it was my group therapist had reached out to her over email. I think probably maybe even phone. Like, it was a lot of communication set. And this came almost 3 months later. I understand and apologize if it ain't no if. Your absence very much did cause me grief, sis. So that's a lot. Like, that is a lot to deal with. And I remember when I saw that, like, I was on my way home. It was mad traffic. It was like a game happening here. It was horrible. And I saw the notification. Immediately, I called my best friend. And I told her about this. And it was just like, I still haven't even responded. And I feel bad for that. But it was like, one, I didn't know what to say. Two, like, girl, too much, too late. Like, it was too much, too late. Like, girl, I didn't even know what to say. And no, I'm not going to continue with you. Like, it was just a lot. So, still haven't responded. Still kind of feel a little bad about it. Maybe doing this video, I'll just draft up a little message to let her know I'm alive and well. But, yeah, I knew I wasn't going to see her because I actually really do like my new therapist, and I'm about to get to that in a second. I did, however, like, think about, should I go talk to her so I could, like, talk about the big event that happened that we never got to talk about? Because, like, when I started with my new therapist, it just felt like, oh, you don't know me. Like, I don't want to talk about this big thing that happened that's kind of embarrassing. So I thought about it, but I probably won't, especially since I would have to come out of pocket. But maybe since all this happened, I could be like, girl, I need to see you for free. And just to say, like, I'm at all, like, I don't want to come off as insensitive to, the family issue that happened. I understand it happens. People, stuff happens. But, like I said, it was almost 3 months that I did not hear from you. And you're not just a private practice pediatric clinic, a primary care, like OBGYN. You are a counselor, like a counselor. I'm sorry and I love you, sis. Like, I really loved our time together. I think you're a great person, but I needed to be a little more together. Like, something should have came out. I won't say I would have gave you a month because I wouldn't have. But at like 2 weeks, and I've been through tragedies. At 2 weeks, you're kind of sort of back in the swing of things enough to where we should have came into your mind for a message to be sent. I'm just saying. And it could have been something really quick, but there was no communication at all. And that is just something for me personally, like, is inexcusable. So, yeah. Um, yeah. So next, finding a new therapist. Yes, I did, because I really had to hurry up. If I was not in DBT, I maybe wouldn't have found one as quick as I did. But for DBT, it's required that we go to therapy with an individual therapist at least once a month to stay in group. So I really had to hurry up because I was on like probation. I couldn't continue going to sessions. I actually missed one because of this ordeal. So I had to hurry up and scramble and find somebody, but I did. And we primarily meet in person, which me and Larry were only virtual. So it is nice to be back in person with a therapist. It's just a different feel. And I love my new therapist. Like, I really do. I'm making growth. I'm learning to love myself. It's just a really good feeling. It feels really great. She's dependable. Even though sometimes like we run late, we still have our sessions. And that's a good feeling. She is Black too. So I'm happy that I didn't have to sacrifice that want. And so yeah, I would say, I guess everything sort of did work out in the end, because I really love my new therapist. Like, I would not trade her for anything. So I hate that I had to have this distressing event happen. I hate that I had to lose that friendship. I hate that, I had to go through all of this. But at the end, there was a silver lining. I got to meet my new girl, and we're doing great work. I'm growing, and yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If I don't know, have any other questions regarding this, let me know in the comments below. Please, y'all, if you have been ghosted, don't give up. Like I said, I found my silver lining. There is still hope out there. There's someone there for you. I know it's hard. I really do know it's hard finding somebody, but please don't give up, because you are worth it. If you don't hear nothing else, if there's nothing else I said in this video, you, my friend, are worth it. Don't settle. Don't give up on yourself. I know these people could be janky, but you're not, and you deserve it. So that's all I got. Until next time, peace, love, and happiness. T Fairy out. One thing that I want to add, actually, I always got to talk, but if this has happened to you, it is nothing you did. There's nothing that you could possibly do that warrants being ghosted by anyone, really, for real, but definitely not by a therapist. And sometimes people may say that, maybe they just didn't want to, continue with you, because that happened. Somebody told me that. There's nothing on this earth you can do to make you deserving of that. So I just want to put that in the atmosphere. Something in my spirit just said, don't end this video without saying that. So yeah, that's all. Bye.